welcome back. Here's a question for you. When's the last time someone said, "Say cheese"? That photographer who's trying to get you to smile? Well, you know what? Photography is an art. And we have an artist with us today. My name is Vin DeQuino. Her name is Laurie Spens. Laurie!
Hi, Vin.
I've seen your work. I love your work.
Thank you.
Talk to me about Laurie and her passion.
Well, Vin, I've seen your work too, and I love your work.
I'm glad to hear that.
So, my passion is photographing people as they are celebrating various moments in their lives.
Oh, that's
and
great.
capturing the moments and
Yeah.
facial expressions that you see once in a while when someone is very happy.
Yeah, things that are missed if they're not caught.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Sounds wonderful. So, when did this start? Did you have a camera when you were in third grade? What?
Well, all throughout my childhood in the 70s, my mother always had her Instamatic and the flash cube.
Yeah.
So wherever we went, Catskill Game Farm, or if we went up to...
Say cheese.
Exactly. So, well, back then, the Instamatic only took 24 pictures,
Yeah.
and then you would just send it away to be developed.
Yep, and then sometimes that could take weeks.
It could take weeks, and film was expensive, so we only really had pictures a
Yeah.
few times a year.
We lived in Terrytown when I first got married, and there was a place that was, you mail your
Yes.
your film out to be developed. Well, down the road, they had the place where you mail it to.
Yeah.
So we could go in there, and you could get films in like 4 days or 5 days, and we were like, "Oh my God!" You could take a picture by Saturday. It's in your hand.
Yeah, that's luxury.
I mean, and
luxury.
these days,
Yeah.
it's in your hand when you take it.
Absolutely. Things
Yeah.
have changed a lot.
A lot.
So I think because the pictures were so special back when I was a child, by the time I got to college, I thought I might try to take a course here and there. And the first photography course I took, the first thing I had to buy was this little guy. Do you know what this is?
I have no idea. It looks like a pencil sharpener.
Doesn't it though? So, well, it opens up,
Okay.
and then there's this little guy in here that we would thread our film in. And you just
Oh,
go back and
wow.
forth and thread the film in. Now, you're in this little dark room with a
Yeah.
tiny little amber light. Doing this in the dark, we would have to practice with a fake piece, with a film that was already used and didn't matter anymore. So, but when it came to the real thing, you would be in the dark. You knew it when it was done. Put this back together, and you would put your chemicals in here and
my
shake it.
God.
Just shake it, test the temperature, and voila, the
What a
film was
difference.
developed.
Little different from taking out the little card, throw it in your computer,
Oh,
and having
absolutely.
567 photos on one little thing. I mean, it's just amazing.
I know.
It
Well,
just fascinates me.
learning photography with film took so much more time and was very expensive, especially on a college
Oh,
student's
yeah.
budget. So the only way you're going to learn about f-stop, aperture, ISO is by shooting away and coming out
Yeah.
with things that
And then you accidentally open the camera
Oh, my
and
gosh.
ruin
Yep.
half your film.
that's it.
Oh my God, there were so many. It was really, that's why, my children said, now with the grandchildren, you got 8,000 pictures of them.
Yes.
We're lucky if we even have 80 of us.
I
said,
know.
Different world,
Different
buddy.
world.
When you were little, it was impossible.
Definitely.
And video, I had that huge camera on my shoulder
Huge.
for all those events that they had.
Absolutely.
And they were $500
Oh my gosh.
for one of these.
Right.
And it was like unbelievable.
Yes. Yes.
And it's a different world.
Even in TV production, back in my day, and I can't believe I'm old enough that I'm saying that now, we shot on 3/4-inch tape.
Wow.
And, now I can't, I have tapes from college that I want to get converted, but I
Yeah.
can't really find someone that does 3/4-inch tape
yeah.
to convert.
That's
So-
hard work. Same thing with those big cassettes that they
That's
used to
right.
do.
So, but getting back to not only do you develop the film, once that's done, you bring it over to the enlarger. the mechanism where you put the film in and you shine the light down onto the paper, the photoactive paper.
Oh my God.
So there were various tricks that you could do in the dark room. If perhaps you needed one area lighter, it was called dodging, right? You would block the light with your hands.
Wow.
And if some area of the photo needed to be darker, but everything else was fine, it was called burning, where you cover up the parts that don't
I
need
didn't
the
realize
light.
it was so complicated a process.
So now, you take your digital photos, but I still love the art of developing
Yeah.
on the computer in a program called Lightroom. And you can still
really?
dodge and burn, but not with your hands. It's more with your stylus on the tablet.
Wow.
It's fun.
Yeah. And so instead of focusing so much on the process, you can now focus on the product.
Yeah.
So
It's
talk to
expected.
me about the kind of photos that turn you on, that kind of that work for you.
People, I just love. You can never get the same shot twice.
Well, I
Even
want
if a person,
you to know that I thoroughly enjoyed your last visit here. We did a show.
Yes.
And this crazy woman was running around all over the place with her camera.
That's right.
Taking these shots, making sure she was in the right place. And that was, of course, Laurie Spens. And I said, God, this is a woman who loves what she does. Look at her.
I know.
And you were bubbles, and you took some photos. Oh, look, there's one.
Aha,
There's a Laurie Spens.
That's right. So there's Vin and Yana and Jay and Tina. They were being interviewed for
Master Network.
from Master Networks, but I wanted to come in and take pictures to show behind the scenes. There I am.
There we go.
There's Sarah putting makeup on Tina.
Oh, good. Oh, no, don't tell me you have the one
Oh,
of them putting makeup on me.
I did, but then it got deleted by accident when I was
no.
transferring
Well,
it
you
over.
sent me one, so I have it.
It's
And
really adorable.
It's hidden in the bottom drawer of my desk.
Yes. Have you
actually,
ever
it's
had
cute.
have you ever had makeup put on before?
No, we don't do it. I have so much natural beauty.
Of course. Of course. But it was fun to see what they do, with the makeup and all.
Oh,
so.
yeah, it was fun. And they did, and that whole thing, all those people together, working together as a team.
Yeah.
And you're the photographer member of the team.
Yeah.
Capturing some great shots.
And that's one of the things that I love is to show the hard work that other people put in to
that's what's
what they're
nice. Oh,
doing.
now what-
So here is a moment captured. These 4 little girls just made their
Beautiful. Look
first
at those faces.
their first Holy Communion. They had to sit still in church and follow the rules for everything they've been practicing for. And all of a sudden they're outside after the ceremony and just letting it all.
I have a photo on my wall of me in my white suit
Yes.
with my little thing. I was
goodness.
7 years old?
Yeah.
8? Still on the wall.
I love it.
That's
Captured in
the
forever.
moment of life forever.
If that photo wasn't
Yeah.
taken,
And now look, now that I'm 40,
you're not 40, you're 28. So here's a young lady, behind the scenes look. She's making it's a Sweet 16 celebration.
oh wow.
And I just was getting things ready, and I caught her looking at the
Looking
cake.
at the cake.
And the cake was spectacular.
Yeah,
and
it
she's
is.
just taking so much delight in it. And the party was awesome. Oh, there's Glow. There's Coach Glow.
Oh.
That is Coach Glow. I do believe that you have interviewed her.
Yes.
She
And
will be on the
she
show?
Did she-
Yeah.
Wonderful show. Talked all about what she does, and you captured her
Yeah.
at her best.
She
Look at
came
that.
in for a
Wonderful.
business headshot. And I do business headshots. Traditional, whatever.
Yeah.
But then Glow got to talking about what she does and how excited she gets over it. And
Look.
that shows
Look
it.
at the glow.
She's glowing.
She is glowing, and that's a person I would want as a life coach.
Yes.
From that photo,
Yeah.
and that's what she does. Oh my God!
Now here's a photo.
Hanging around?
You don't see this very often. This was at a fundraising event for the Ty Lewis Campbell Foundation.
Beautiful
They
contrast
have
with the sky in the back.
fundraisers for pediatric cancer, and this was a fun event where kids can be kids. And she was on a zip line, It just looks like she is.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
in the heavens. Oh,
Looks like she's flying.
Exactly.
Oh, there you go.
look at Santa.
Uh-oh. Santa and a horse. Hey, Santa, wrong season, buddy.
I know. That was around Christmas time 2 years ago. No snow.
wow.
We're at the Aikendale Thoroughbred Rescue Association in Pauling, where they rescue.
Yes, I've been there.
Oh.
She was on this show.
She
Oh, it
was.
was wonderful. They talked about what they do.
Yeah.
What I didn't realize is that it works two ways.
Okay.
These are rescued horses.
Yes.
Working with people who need
Yes.
to be rescued.
Absolutely.
And when the two meet, I brought my grandson there.
Yeah.
I've never seen such a glow on his face.
Yeah.
He walked up to the fence and the horses ran to meet him.
Unbelievable.
And he says, Papa, they want me here. I
Yes.
said, yes, they do.
It's amazing that animal-human connection.
They do.
Yeah.
They saw that they saw he needed them, and he did.
Fantastic.
He loved it. And then he walked over to the goats, and they did the same thing.
Oh, the goats are wonderful. They're as affectionate as dogs.
Yeah. He got it right away, and you did too. You captured their Santa. Oh man.
So I love old American trucks.
Yeah.
So here is a couple who are getting engaged, and they have a little dog with them, and a local restaurant owner in Pauling, New York. Can I say the restaurant or?
Sure.
Oh, it's McKinney and Doyle.
Oh.
Shannon McKinney had this truck in his yard, and I saw the truck, and I have to work up the courage to approach people if I
Yeah,
see
and
something
say,
that I
"Look."
want to photograph.
Yeah.
And he said yes. This is right in his backyard. He allowed us to take
Do
pictures
you find
there.
yourself doing that often, where you're walking along and you go, oh my God, that's a photo.
Uh-huh. And I'm like, who can I photograph there? Because even though it's a beautiful truck, I want to see people in it.
Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story. One of our cameramen, Andy Campbell,
Yes.
we needed a cover for this book.
Oh, isn't that
Sybil
beautiful?
Ludington, The Call to Arms.
Yeah.
Beautiful cover.
Yeah.
And Andy had tried so many times to go get a good shot of this thing.
Yeah.
We finally got a ladder. We went over there one day.
Yeah.
And the sky was just turning.
Perfect.
And Andy held the ladder. I climbed up
Yeah.
and we captured this.
It's
And
just gorgeous.
It was just the right moment right there.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could try 100 times.
I
but
know.
When that right moment is there, like, uh-oh, can we go back to that one that I ignored? Because I couldn't shut up. Oh, almost.
So
there we go.
that-
That's beautiful. Tell me about it.
Oh my gosh. So that Jeep, it's a Jeep. It's a 1950 and has a special name, but I forget what it is. I
Yeah, it
think
looks like a
maybe
Willis. Is it a Willis?
It is.
Yeah,
It
good.
is. So I'm driving by Perino's greenhouse in Pauling, just driving by, and I see this vehicle, and I'm passing it by for 6 months, and I said, just work up the courage to go ask the proprietor if I might take a picture in front of that vehicle. And
Yeah.
she said yes.
Oh, wonderful.
And I had so much fun also taking pictures of her, of still lives of her succulent creations in her greenhouse. So as a thank you, I just gave her those photos in case she wanted
That's
to use them
wonderful,
for
yeah.
promotion.
I mean,
so.
I like the contrast of the blue with
Oh,
the red.
yes.
And then they're even carrying a red scarf that picks up the red from the Jeep.
Exactly. It was for Valentine's Day.
photo.
It's mommy love.
Yeah, that is.
Mommy love.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that's nice.
So, so you capture moments, and do you have to really look hard to find the right moment?
I found over the years that if I'm at an event, I'm just standing there,
It'll come
ready.
to you?
Yeah, it just happens. And if I'm just patient, you just
it'll
snap
be
that
there.
shutter a few times, and then you can just see like the hug happening.
Now, do you work in digital?
Oh, yes. Now
I mean, it's amazing. You almost have to.
I rebelled against it.
I know. I rebelled. I was so excited, when I did my first book, when I did Kiss the Candy Days Goodbye,
Yeah.
all hand written, pen and ink,
Wow.
at my kitchen table.
Yeah.
While my son, who's now in his 30s,
Yeah.
was like crying in the cradle, and I was sitting at the kitchen table in the middle of the night, handwriting.
Yeah.
Then, typewriter.
Yeah.
Didn't know how to type. I hunt and pecked my way through.
Yes.
And then they finally went to the ball.
Oh, the Selectrics.
The Selectric, and to me, the Selectric was like God's gift to technology.
Again, luxury.
And then the computer.
Yeah.
And that changes everything.
Oh, yeah.
Did it change how you view photography?
Absolutely. So,
Really?
like I said, I was very rebellious against it.
Yeah,
I did
because
not
you used
want
to do the whole darkroom thing.
I
Now you don't
know.
have to do that.
I said, how dare they dictate how I take a picture?
Yeah.
At least they can do is start with a hybrid so that I can, you know, go from one to the other whenever I wanted. But in reality, you do have to dive in full force, like
Yeah,
diving
you
into
still-
the pool.
I mean, there are still some things you have to do. It isn't just snap the picture and there it is perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, you do work the
I
picture.
do. So I shoot in a format called RAW. When you get your camera, you can either shoot a JPEG, have the camera make decisions for you,
Wow.
or you can shoot in RAW, set your own settings and everything, but you can go back into the computer, boost some colors, make it more contrasty, make it a little more dreamy, and that's fun.
Yeah.
That is
it's
fun.
amazing when you take something to its next level.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with sound. You know, a car radio is a car radio, but a sound system is a sound system. A photograph is a photograph, but a professional photograph is artwork.
Yes. And I still, I so admire people who still choose to shoot film because it is, I think it is much different.
I see a lot of people still using
Yeah.
film, 35 millimeter.
Yes,
You know,
yes. It's a good
but-
thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing, but it's hard work.
It is, especially, well, when you're on deadlines for publications, or whether it's print or the next day's company newsletter that has to come out.
Yeah.
You take a picture at 11 o'clock at night, but it needs to be shown to the company employees at 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
So back in the day, you'd be scrambling in the dark room. You can't force these chemicals to work faster. If you're developing your photo the old-fashioned way, there's 3 steps. Well, first you develop the film, then you bring it to the enlarger on a blank piece of paper, put it into the chemicals that turn it into a photo. Meanwhile, you're not going to get sleep that night. You're not going to get sleep that night if you have to turn it around that fast.
Yeah,
So,
it's just too much.
Yeah.
So, when you first started, did you do newspaper?
in college, I did.
You did?
Oh, I was with Cardinal Points at SUNY Plattsburgh, and it was so exciting. I wound up taking many more photography classes. So that was in college. Started my career in a publishing firm.
Yeah.
But then when years later, when I started having a family, I eased back a little bit on, going to the office, and I decided just to do
You
some.
have 87 million photos of your kids?
The cobbler's kids never get shoes.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, you're right.
So I asked my husband to take the pictures. Like, I don't even want to. And here's the sad thing. I don't feel like holding the camera after a while. My camera is huge and heavy, and the lenses, and while I love my work, I just
So
want to.
you still have those big fancy cameras?
Oh, yes. The digital camera, is as fancy
So
as.
it is, when we think digital camera, when I think digital camera, I think, I have this little digital
the point and shoot.
Yeah, this little flat camera with the picture on the,
Yeah.
it amazes me that I could see the picture before I snap it.
I know it. It's wonderful. It's like,
Yeah.
you have to move over a little bit, or you have a tree branch growing out of your head.
Yeah, that's right. And then you could just take the picture again because you messed it up. I mean, back in the day, you took the picture, you had no idea what it was going to be.
Exactly.
It could be wonderful, it could be terrible.
Right.
And you have to work it,
That's right.
and you just have to try to get it to be what you want it to be.
I wish I brought my camera with me because it looks like, the old-fashioned film camera.
Yeah,
They
you're
call
right. I would like
The digital SLR, single lens reflex. It's just, mine is very big. Big battery, big lenses. Gives me a great photo.
I used to have one of those cameras where you take the picture, then you pull it out, and you have to put it under your arm so it develops.
Get
those-
out!
those
Not the
instant-
Polaroid,
Yeah,
where
the
you-
little Polaroid kind. You do it like this, or you put
tried.
it. We used to put it under the arm because the heat from under
That's
your arm
right,
would make it
before you-
develop. And then you open it, and if you didn't do it right, You screwed it all up.
And that was your one chance.
But you got an instant photo. You knew right then and there whether it came out.
it was magic.
And I hated the fact that, you're snapping all these pictures and you think you're doing such a great job, and you're not.
I know. And you're waiting all that time for your film
know.
to come back from York
from
Photo
wherever it is.
or Mystic
Yeah.
Labs.
And it wasn't cheap.
No,
No.
it was not.
Yeah, so, it was amazing. So it's an art, and you do this. Now, you do this 5 days a week?
I have several shoots a week. I don't do shoots every day, but for every hour I spend shooting, it's 3 hours of computer work. Not only, you have to take your digital image, you want to back it up right away.
Yeah.
Onto an external hard drive, even to another source. Not only do I do an external hard drive, but I also have my my images being uploaded to the cloud, so I have a second backup.
Yeah.
And then I sort them digitally, pick out which ones are good enough to present to the client, and then from there do cropping and just develop them.
Yeah.
Develop them.
I accidentally got into that with Hauntings of the Hudson River Valley. This thing has about 60 photos in it.
Yeah, all taken by you?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And I didn't really know much about it.
It's confusing at first.
They told me what to do, what camera to get,
Yeah.
what to put the setting on, and that's what I did. I had someone do it for me, and then I had to take all of these pictures.
Yeah.
What amazed me is that I was able to store it into my computer.
Yes.
I have my grandmother's wooden suitcase from when she was a little girl.
Yeah.
She used to keep all her photographs in there of
In the
the
box.
family.
Yeah.
In the box.
Yeah.
And when she passed, my father inherited it.
Yeah.
And my father would do the same thing. And he had all the old marriage photographs and all those things in this wooden box.
Yeah.
I still have it. I inherited it. And these photos are
priceless.
once in a lifetime.
Exactly.
Once in a lifetime. My mother is a little girl.
And how precious.
And now my mother's 90 years old.
Yeah, it's precious.
So these things are precious.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can store them into your computer
Mm-hmm.
blows me away. I have thousands of photos in my computer.
That's it.
As the kids grew up,
Yeah.
you're taking these pictures.
There is something about holding those pictures and passing
Yeah,
them
there
around
is.
and
Yes.
feeling them.
Yep.
But I can't
Print,
encourage.
just like books.
That's
Still trying to get kids to read books.
I
and
like
not,
the books.
Yep. Instead of the digital
e-read-
books.
There are so many benefits to the e-readers.
I know.
There are so
I
many.
fought
Yeah.
putting my books on
Right.
it, but I finally
I
gave
know.
in.
I don't know.
You have to
You
because
have to.
that's how people are reading.
I know. I love
Yes.
the fact that in e-readers, I keep a dictionary next to my
Yep.
wherever I'm reading. In case I don't know a word, I'll look it up. My husband tells me on his e-reader you can click on the word and get the definition right then and there. And it also recommends books for you when
Yeah.
you're done.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
But I like my books.
You're right, and it's something about fingertips.
I know.
It's right there.
Yeah.
And now photos, they're passing photos back and forth on these things. I get nervous.
You got to be careful.
Oh man, there's so many things.
I know.
And it's frightening because kids today think nothing
know.
of taking pictures half naked.
I know it.
Or doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
It's there forever.
and
It's
it's
there
there
forever.
forever. And that's scary.
Yeah, it is.
So you do weddings, wakes, and funerals, and all that's, or is it you work for a company, or?
It's me, myself, and I.
Oh,
Just the three of
wow.
us.
There you go.
I'm a contractor. So what I'll do is I'll freelance. I work for businesses and families.
Wow.
I do events for businesses and
and
families.
the key is photography.
Exactly. Capturing those moments. Right.
Not photos, moments.
Exactly. It's like putting a history book
Like
together.
the ones that you had, which
Yeah.
are really priceless. You
Yeah.
know? Mother and daughter at
Yeah.
the old Willis.
The little Jeep there.
Yeah. So that's your passion.
My passion.
And you're going to do this forever?
I want to. My job is very physical. I
Yeah.
run around capturing
Yeah.
these moments. My camera bag weighs very much. I don't know what the pound, I don't want to know how much, but it keeps me in shape.
It's a lot. Oh, yeah.
So,
Shape.
seriously,
Yeah,
got to
I
do a
know.
lot of yoga to loosen up.
Do you, are you an ambulance chaser?
No, an ambulance chaser.
You know
what
what
do
those
you
are?
mean?
Back in the day, we had people in town who were photographers. An in-law of one of the family, they called him an ambulance chaser because he had his camera.
Oh.
And the minute he heard a siren, he went. He took photos. And he sold them to the newspapers. And that's what he did.
Okay.
And then eventually he worked for the newspaper, and that's what his job was.
Okay.
He had to be wherever the action was to capture it. So he was at every fire and every accident and and they called him an ambulance chaser.
Okay.
Because that's what he had to do.
So that's a different type of passion.
Yeah,
Obviously,
it's a whole
this person
different kind of passion.
loved-
It's journalism.
Yes.
Photojournalism.
That is it.
And he was a photojournalist and one of the best. And it was amazing how he did what you do.
Yeah.
Captures life's moments.
Exactly.
Well, we are thrilled that you are sharing life's moments with us. We have about 2 minutes left. What do you want to leave them with? All these people who are saying cheese all over the place. What are you telling them?
I just think it's so important to capture your memories, even if it's
Don't
not
let 'em go.
right. Even if it's not a party, get pictures with grandma, print them out. I do have to stress, print those pictures. You might have them on your computer. There's something called data rot. We don't know
Really?
what's going to happen with this data years
Yeah.
from now.
Oh my God, that's right.
It's so easy to get your pictures developed. It's so easy to put photo books together.
Don't let it go.
Don't let it
The
go.
laughter and the tears.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
The memories of misty yesteryears.
Well, that was a Paul Anka song
Yeah,
that turned
that's
into
right.
a Kodak commercial
Yeah, and
when I was a
because
child.
he captured the
Yeah.
whole idea that these are the days of your life.
I know. I have the goosebumps.
Yeah. When I heard that song, I said, I'm taking pictures of my kids every chance I can.
Exactly.
Because you say, I'll take one later.
Yeah.
You don't.
Later is gone.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And I look back at some of them, and it's kind of nice to see people who are no longer here anymore.
I know.
And to know that you've captured them.
That's it.
Well, speaking of capturing the moment, we have captured right down to our last minute. It has been a treat.
Same here.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep capturing those memories.
I can't wait.
Keep being you.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here today. Go take pictures of your kids. Go take pictures of those special moments. Don't let those moments get away.